It's my pleasure to be the official starter of the Tamarack, Ottawa Race Weekend Wrap Show. I usually have the honor of holding the finish line ribbon during race weekend, but as we're all too aware, we've had to create our own finish lines this year. I want to congratulate the thousands of runners and walkers who participated throughout May in their own neighborhoods and parkways of Ottawa and Gatineau. Getting outdoors and staying physically active has been an important element of our lives in the past year. I also want to acknowledge and thank the 51 charities, fundraisers, and donors for their tireless efforts and generous support to these organizations who are really making a difference in the community. In the next 30 minutes, you'll hear more of their stories. Thank you again, et merci encore, from everyone here at the City of Ottawa for continuing the tradition of participating in Canada's largest running weekend. And now it's my pleasure to introduce your host, the one and only Remi Royale.
Thank you, Mayor Watson, for sharing your thoughts with us in that great introduction to the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend Finish Line Show. Hi, je suis Remi Royale, and I'm glad to be back as your host for the special wrap-up show featuring just a few of the great stories that were the result of the 2021 Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. This year's event was 100% virtual, but was very real for the thousands who ran, walked, raised money, or donated to our Scotiabank Charity Challenge charities. This past month, Ottawa was moving, and we're grateful to one and all who contributed. Joining me once again to help tell these great stories from our community, I'd like to introduce my special co-host. You may know her as the mom in the know, but on her passport she is known as the great Julie Findlay. Julie?
Hi Remi, it's been an incredible month of record-breaking fundraising for the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. Over 1,000 individuals and thousands of generous donors have dedicated themselves to raising funds for the official Scotiabank Charity Challenge charities that signed up for this year's event. In today's show, we'll meet some of these individuals who will share their inspirational stories with you and also their personal journeys that brought them to Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. I know you'll be as inspired as I was. The stories are amazing. Thanks, Remi. Back to you.
Thank you, Julie. Looking forward to hearing more from you soon. Before we hear from Julie again with one of her special guests, I'd just like to acknowledge one of our heroes from the 2K walk. In February, Marcy Stevens made the decision to prepare both physically and mentally to participate in this year's event. And on May 16th, Marcy completed her journey in front of friends and family. Marcy dedicated herself to the distance and also raised over $5,000 so far for the Ottawa Hospital's Emergency Department and Rehabilitation Center and the incredible teamwork in there. Thank you, Marcy, and congratulations on your awesome effort this year. And speaking of awesome efforts, here's Julie Findlay with a special guest to tell you all about another great success story within this year's Scotiabank Charity Challenge. Julie?
Thank you, Remi. Their team name is Canadian Sharing Locally and Globally. They're a husband and wife team that started this charity in 2013 and for the past 6 years have been heavily involved as fundraising participants at the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. This year, given the extremely urgent humanitarian crisis in India at this time, with COVID-19, their fundraising took on a greater effort. We have Kathy Wenek here to share their story. Hi, Kathy, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good, good. Can you tell us about your charity, Canadian Sharing Locally and Globally, how it all began and how the funds raised go to the global communities?
Yes, I'd be happy to. In the year 2000, my husband and I were married and we went to India for our honeymoon. While we were there, we ended up volunteering at a charitable institution in South India in a very small, remote village. And we saw there was great need for food, clothing, and medicine. So we returned every year for the past 20 years, and we've watched the growth.
Your amazing fundraising efforts did not go unnoticed. You received a Scotiabank Charity Challenge record donation. Please share with us your good news.
Well, we were so excited when we heard about the support of this magnitude. We've never had such a great gift. We immediately contacted the donor who actually wanted to remain anonymous. And we wanted to let you know on the show here today that the same person has donated an additional $100,000.
Oh my gosh, congratulations, Kathy. Wow, that is amazing. That's it really takes exactly what he said. People like you that go out of your way. You're not in a medical industry. You just had an opportunity to help and you shared that with others. So glad that you've been part of this Scotiabank Charity Challenge. Very well done. You and John have been part of the Scotiabank Charity Challenge for the last 6 years. This year, despite your injuries, 3 fractures in your spine, you took on the marathon. Is that your favorite distance, or you just wanted to take on a marathon? And how did it go?
Well, we did participate in the Ottawa Tamarack race weekend for the first time in 2016. So I'm not a runner, and I decided I'd participate by walking. So we practiced for about a month before the race, and we went down and entered the race and got there. And I have to say, I was so overwhelmed by all the crowds and the excitement and the music and all that Run Ottawa puts into hosting such an amazing event. So I got very excited. And when the buzzer went off and we started the walk, I couldn't help but run. And I just ran the whole thing, which was a bit silly because I was so stiff. I hadn't trained, but I was just so excited by it. So I couldn't walk for about 2 weeks. But that began the journey for us, because now after that we entered again and again, and then in 2018 we decided we'd also do the run in Calgary with Scotiabank Charity Challenge.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. And for those of you at home, you can donate to Canadians sharing locally and globally. Visit runottawa.ca or donate on the official Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend app. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thank you, Julie.
Take care.
Hi, I'm Tim Klute from the Ottawa Hospital Foundation. Thank you to everyone who participated in Run for a Reason as part of Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. We loved all the photos of your virtual events, and thank you to everyone who supported their efforts. It was a truly inspiring year, and we look forward to seeing you again in 2022.
My name's Andrea Seal. I'm the CEO of the Canadian Cancer Society, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you for taking part in the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend who chose the Canadian Cancer Society as your charity of choice. The funds that you raised are going to support life-saving cancer research and compassionate support services for people facing cancer. We really can't thank you enough for your dedication. Together, we're a force for life in the face of cancer.
Hey everyone, it's Leanne from the Ottawa Heart Institute Foundation. I just wanted to say you guys rock. Like, awesome job for everyone that took part in the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. Everyone had their cause, everyone had their reason why they laced up, and we are really appreciative of Team Heart and what you guys did. There were some exceptional stories, and we are so proud to be involved, and just want to say thank you. And I hope it was great. I hope it was worth it. I hope you enjoyed every aspect of it, and we really thank you.
So by now, many of the thousands of runners and walkers have received their medals and their purchased official 2021 shirts. We would like to acknowledge those of you who went green bib this year. What's a green bib? Well, in lieu of receiving a medal, runners and walkers had the option to forego their medals and make a contribution to the charity of their choice. By doing so, an additional $14,000 was raised to the Scotiabank Charity Challenge totals this year. Way to go, Green Bibbers! Our next guest is another one of our Charity Challenge heroes. Julie Findlay is standing by to bring you his story. Julie?
Thank you, Remi. Our next guest has had quite the year. Mike Bain has been a race weekend participant running marathons half and full since 1978. His past year life-changing experience has only made him come out stronger. Here to tell the story of how, in his first year, adding his charity of choice to the Scotiabank Charity Challenge, he is the leading individual fundraiser, raising $68,000 and counting. I would like to introduce you to Mike Bain. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm fine, Julie. Thank you for asking. I'm doing well.
Good, good. Bring us back a little over a year ago, May 16th. You came back from training and you knew something wasn't right.
Yeah. May 16th last year, 2020, I was going out for another training walk using a full backpack because I was training for my next summit. I was going to be going to Kilimanjaro in Tanzania last August. Obviously, pandemic would have wiped that out anyway, but so I've been training for about 5 months at that point since my last hike. I tried to do one high altitude hike a year, so this was going to be my next. And anyway, when I got back from that workout, which was about a 17-kilometer fast full pack workout, I knew something was wrong because there was a lot of blood. Let's keep it. Maybe that's enough detail.
Yeah.
And anyhow, so
Yeah.
that resulted in phone calls to doctors, urologists, and then within a month of that, so like not just 4 weeks after some tests, some procedures, they realized they diagnosed me with stage 4 metastatic prostate cancer, which had spread into my leg and my hip and my lymph node. So that was a real shock because I had no, other than the end of that run on May 16th, I had no other symptoms, and I get regular checkups, and everything was always normal.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a shock, and so that's when my Mike's adventure began, and that's why I chose for race weekend to do it on May 16th, 1 year afterwards. Partly because I guess I was wanting to prove something. I don't know, not to anybody, maybe just to myself, that after a year of surgeries and radiation and chemotherapy and hormone therapy and countless other types of things, 125 medical appointments, I was in good enough shape to register because I love race weekend. Like you said, I've been doing it since 1978, back when we used to start at Carleton University and go up the canal and back. And, I was really young then, but I was pretty good. I almost broke 3 hours 1 year, which now it takes me 6.5 hours to walk half of it. So so Boston is definitely out. But anyhow, so I decided to register. Then they found out that the cancer that had gone into remission had returned and had spread into my pelvis. And by this time, I'm already registered. I don't want to lose my money. So I said, well, I'm going to do it anyway. But I have a group of people, close friends and family, who I send a regular update to. I've been doing it for a year. It's called Mike's Adventure Update. And I sent it out to them again, telling them the latest news. And I also told them I'm doing the half marathon. I'm going to walk it. And there's a way of doing it as a charity, which I hadn't done before. And so I sent a note to them saying, here's the link if you guys want to contribute. And the first day, $7,000 rolled in from these friends and family. And I started getting calls from the race weekend people and from the Ottawa Hospital Foundation, and they said, who are you and what are you doing? And that kind of led to invitations to speak to media, and the media got behind it. And I think they were really glad to have a real good story. Lots of sad and not good stories in the news these days, and this was I think a good story. And it just went from there. It went from 20,000 raised by my friends and family to, as you said, $68,000 from in the next 2 weeks. So, anyways,
So
I'm
not
excited
only,
about that. It was never supposed to be that. It was just going to be my wife and I walking the half marathon.
well, and that's what I wanted to say. You found out just by fluke that there was a way that you could raise money for the foundation of your choice, which is the Ottawa Hospital Foundation. So, of course, yes, they are going to thank you for one. What made you decide that charity specifically?
Well, I had done fundraising for both the Ottawa Hospital over the years in other types of things, the annual Ride the Rideau, which then became the Ride, a 100-kilometer bike ride. I'd raised money I've hosted the Ottawa Hospital's President's Breakfast. I've hosted a table for about 13 years. And I also raised money for CHEO. I was a trustee at CHEO, so I used to raise money for their CN Cycle event. And so I knew I could raise some money doing that. But the Ottawa Hospital Foundation, I asked them if they could make sure that the money that I raised, if I did raise a lot, would go to help the patients in the cancer center at the Ottawa Hospital, any kind of cancer. Mm-hmm. And I use the phrase to help the people for whom cancer was the last thing they needed. I see, because I'm there so often, I see people that don't have nearly the good fortune and blessings that I do. They go in there, they may be already suffering from a chronic illness. Maybe they are economically disadvantaged. Maybe they have a very difficult place where they live. Maybe they have strife and turmoil in their homes and their families, and then they get cancer. And those
Yeah.
people, it's that's why I want to help with that money. I don't know how they'll do that. They're the experts, but they know clearly that's what I would like any money I raise to go to those people, that help those people. So that's kind of what I
No,
chose the Ottawa Hospital Foundation for.
thank you for sharing. And for those of you at home, you can still donate to Mike's adventure in support of Ottawa Hospital Foundation by visiting runottawa.ca or donate using the official Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend app. Mike and Mike Adventures is going to be going, and we are going to follow you all the way through this. It is a super pleasure to meet you and have this chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Julie. I really enjoyed chatting with you.
I'm Rachel Wilson, the CEO of the Ottawa Food Bank. I want to thank all of the racers who are participating in the National Capital Race. With every step you take, you're bringing Ottawa closer to being a healthier community. Thank you.
I am Deirdre Freiheit, CEO of Shepherds of Good Hope. A huge shout out to everyone who ran in race weekend for us. We appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much, and we hope you had a great run.
Hello, I'm Stephanie from the Ottawa Humane Society. On behalf of everyone here, thank you for your amazing contribution in this year's Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. Whether you walked, ran, or donated, you make a difference in the 8,000 animals we see every year. Animals like Toto. Because of you, Toto will receive the medical treatment and loving care he needs until he finds a forever home. Thank you for being a hero.
We're back. Every one of our participants have their own story to tell. They all have their own motivations and inspirations. Like Michael, our next guest is an individual who faced a heavy challenge and met it head on. Here's Julie again with another Scotiabank Charity Challenge champion. Here's Julie.
Thank you, Remi. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Lynn Cameron, who is the true champion behind raising funds and awareness for Lung Cancer Canada, one step at a time. This is her second year in this year's Scotiabank Charity Challenge. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and share your story. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. And I want to thank you as well for giving Lung Cancer Canada the opportunity to just increase our awareness and make people aware of that lung cancer, having this opportunity to speak.
Well, I think we've definitely been able to choose the exact right advocate. In 2018, you got news that would change the course of your life. In fact, the news came quite a shock to you. Could you share a bit of that story with us?
Yeah, it certainly was a shock. I was kind of sick during the 2018, probably summer, fall. And I wasn't really sick. I just didn't feel well. I didn't feel myself. I didn't have any energy. I was very tired, which wasn't at all like me. I usually have lots of energy, but I got to the point that I couldn't even walk up a set of stairs without having to stop and rest. And then I started to get this persistent cough and some chest pains and stuff. And I had gone to my GP a couple times, but she attributed to stress or working long hours or not getting enough sleep. But it continued to persist. So I had a girlfriend at work, actually, and she was always on me to go to the hospital, to the emergency. So one day on December 5th, I promised her, I said, okay, if I get a pain today, I'll go. And sure enough, I got pains again, and I got up and I went to the hospital where I was diagnosed with lung cancer. Like the doctor I could still remember said, your lungs are full of cancer. It's everywhere. I was just totally shocked.
What piece of advice or two would you give to everyone, or 5 or 10? I've got time, because this is as much a shock to you than to most of us.
I think the most important thing, and I think we're all kind of guilty of this at one time or another, but we don't take our own health seriously enough. Like as parents and wives and daughters and stuff, we think of more, and mothers, we kind of think of other people. But when we have a pain, we kind of dismiss it. And I was guilty of that too. I put a lot down to like menopause, maybe that I was starting to go through menopause, and I dismissed my symptoms. I didn't take them seriously. And my lesson learned is your body sends you signals and you have to listen to those signals. And you have to ask questions and insist on answers. Like my GP, I mean, I get it. I didn't present as a risk, but in retrospect, I wish I would have pushed harder. So
no, and thank you for sharing that, because I'm learning something. And behind you, you're trying to teach us again another that is a symbol of raising more awareness to lung cancer. Can you tell us about? Yeah.
Sure. This started about a year ago. It's a very much a grassroots effort that started out of the US, but it's the white ribbon and it's meant to raise awareness for cancer. If you think of the pink ribbon for breast cancer and what that has done, we're kind of trying to follow that lead. And so when people see a white ribbon, they'll say, oh, that's lung cancer. And it's not a bad thing. It's not, well, all cancer is a bad thing, but it's not, there's no blame involved in lung cancer. There's absolutely no blame. It's just you can get lung cancer. You know.
No, and it's great. And those are available for people.
Yes, absolutely. If you want one, just contact us and we'll send them. And actually, when we walk, we're going to walk on June 26th. It's a Saturday. And we'll be walking in Tunney's pasture because there's lots of space there for distancing. We'll all be carrying our white ribbons. So if you see us, give a honk or a wave, and now you'll know that we are walking for lung cancer. And our aim is to increase awareness and funding so that we can get better treatments and better cures. Well, maybe not a cure, but better treatment.
Better treatment, awareness, and more raising funds for this. You have done so well in raising funds, and you do say we are going together. So do you have a team or a large group of people that will be following you on May 26th?
Absolutely. I belong to a lung cancer support group here in Ottawa, and it's just a fantastic group. They've been so important to helping me along my journey, and they've been there for support and for celebration as well, you know, the ups and the downs. So there's a group of us, and we're going to walk together down at Funny's pasture. And we meet once a month. Right now we're doing it through Zoom, but they're just a great group of people and been very important in my journey.
And you're fantastic. I'm so glad that you're here today to share that. Your positiveness and your commitment to sharing with us and educating us more about lung cancer is fantastic. And more people can still donate on your page, and we will definitely be out cheering you on May 26th at Tunney's pasture. We send that note out. Thank you for June 26th. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay.
Yes, no, thank you for sharing. And for those of you at home, you can still donate to Lynn Cameron in support of Lung Cancer Canada. Visit runottawa.ca or donate using the official Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend app. Lynn, thank you so much. Best of luck at race day, and make sure you bring water, sunscreen, and we'll be out there cheering for you. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much, Julie. And once again, thanks for the opportunity to feature lung cancer awareness. Much apprecited.
Thank you.
To all the kids at Crossroads Children's Mental Health Center, thank you for participating in the 2021 Scotiabank Challenge. Go Run!
Hello, on behalf of Able2, I'd like to thank all of the sponsors and donors for Ottawa Race Weekend.
Hey everyone, this is Kelly from Cassie and Friends, and we'd just like to send a huge shout out to all of our runners who've competed with us for the first year in the Ottawa Charity Challenge. We were absolutely blown away by their participation and fundraising. Thank you.
My name is Jennifer, and I would like to thank all those people that donated to Canadian Women for Afghan Women Ottawa branch as part of the Tamarack Race Weekend. And thank you to the organizers of the Tamarack Race Weekend for their continuing support.
Hi, this is Cheryl from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada. We'd like to thank everyone who ran, walked, and made a donation in the 2021 Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Jessica de la part de la Société de leucémie et lymphome du Canada. On aimerait remercier tout le monde qui a participé dans le fin de semaine des courses Tamarack d'Ottawa cette année, celui qui ont marché, couru ou fait un don en soutien de la cause. Vos efforts sont grandement appréciés. Merci beaucoup. Sans vous, on ne serait pas capable de soutenir la communauté des cancers de sang. Merci beaucoup.
And thanks to everyone who watched today's wrap-up show. It was my pleasure to share the stories of the runners and walkers along with all the elements that make the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend such a signature event in Ottawa-Gatineau's annual calendar. If you'd like to make a donation to one of the 51 charities, you still have the opportunity to do so until June 21st. Simply visit runottawa.ca or download the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend official app, and you'll be a few clicks away from making a difference. To close, I'm going to hand it over to Ian Fraser, the Executive Director of Run Ottawa, say a few words. Merci, and thanks again for watching. À la prochaine, stay safe, and keep moving. Take it away, Ian.
Thanks, Remi and Julie, for doing such an awesome job hosting our shows over this past month. And I want to send out a special thank you, personal thank you to Rogers Television for everything you've done over all these years. And happy 30th anniversary from all of us at Run Ottawa. Our community is so much better because of what you do. Wrapping up our 2021 event has been kind of bittersweet for all of us at Run Ottawa. This community has showed us something truly inspirational, not only just from Ottawa-Gatineau, but from all over the world. We've seen heroic efforts by participants like Marcy Stevens, Michael Bain, and Lynn Cameron. We have had so many amazing donors supercharge our fundraising efforts to help us raise over $800,000 at this point. We've welcomed 8,000 motivated participants who have had fun. They've created their own motivation, created their own routes, and just really enjoyed the simple pleasure of being outside and moving. All of us at Run Ottawa are really going to miss what we've created in 2021. We're going to miss seeing and hearing all the stories. But for now, goodbye, au revoir. Please take care, look after each other, and we're going to see all of you on the start lines in 2022.
Hi, I'm Rob Wilkinson, and on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Misqua Recreation Group and Camp Misqua, I just wanted to thank all those who ran, walked, and rolled in this year's Tamarack Race Weekend.
On behalf of the ALS Canada team, I would like to say a big thank you to each one of you that ran, biked, walked, and donated to our cause in this year's Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. We are so grateful that you are a part of our team ALS and really appreciate all your efforts. Sending everyone virtual high fives.
My name is Delphine Asley. I'm the Executive Director of the Pearly Widow and Veterans Health Center Foundation. Today I'm here to say thank you. Thank you so much for your kindness and your trust, especially during this year where we were fighting the pandemic. We could not have made it without you. We are so grateful for your generosity. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Hi, I'm Megan Darroch from the Canadian Liver Foundation. I want to say thank you so much to everybody who ran, walked, biked to support us in the Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend.
On behalf of Ottawa Therapy Dogs, thank you. Your support goes the distance when it comes to providing positive support to those who need it most in our community.
I'm Joanne Levesque, Executive Director of Rideauwood Addiction Family Services. Thank you to everyone who walked, ran, and donated to support people struggling with problematic substance use, behavioral addictions, and related mental health issues. Votre enthousiasme, vos efforts et votre générosité font une vraie différence. Merci du fond du cœur.
Hello everyone. We're University of Ottawa science students, and we ran to raise donations for Canadians sharing locally and globally.
We would like to thank everyone who ran and donated to help India in this COVID-19 crisis.